Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile, Delirium League 3.10. So, this is still the 6th, it's still Delirium League. How you guys doing? Good morning, it's 8:30 in the morning. What we have here is, I put together a League start POB for my build, because a lot of viewers have been asking recently, Ethan, what are you going to start? How are you going to start? What's the start now with all the stuff you've learned, and how would you adapt your start? So I've put together this POB, so for anyone who doesn't know how to use Path of Building, I'll go through that real quick. So you can select the different parts of the leveling. So this is the first 12 points, and then you would select the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and you'd level through, and you'd finally end up here. Okay, so then also I put all these skills together, and it's leveling. So you can see level 1 you use zombies, level 4 you get summon raging spirit, level 10 you get summon skeleton. You replace summon raging spirit with summon skeleton, and then at level 10 you should also have melee splash and minion damage. At level 8 of raging spirit you get melee splash and minion damage, but anyways, level 12 flesh offering, level 18 summon skeleton. You can maybe get a Val, you get melee splash, minion damage, melee fizz, moved from the earlier link. Raise Spectre with blood magic at 31. 28 is when you get Raise Spectre. We get stone golems and chaos golems at 34. The reason you can get both of these is you should be able to have either the golem commander or the ascendancy for the extra golem. At 38, here's our full 6 link if you have a tabula, and then our auras, pride, purity of elements, desecrate, and you can have Dread Banner. Here's Carrion Golem, Flame Dash. So I actually forgot one link here. Let me add that in now while I remember. Okay, so that would be in leveling still. There you go. And then you could add the Carrion Golem after you get your next Ascendancy during leveling, for example. You'd get an extra point, or when you get the Golem Commander, you'll have 3 Golems, and that's when you can finally add it in. So I'd start with Stone and Chaos, because they'll feel really good in the early game, and then getting the Carrion last, because it's like, basically imagine it like this. Surviving is a higher priority than dealing damage. Just think of it like that always. Get your build figured out before you deal damage, because dealing damage and not having a good build doesn't make any sense. So if you're missing reses, you probably still want the reses. If you're missing chaos, you probably still want chaos res. If you don't have good regen, you probably want regen, etc. So that's what I've been thinking about throughout. So then I'd like to show my skill tree choices. So in 12, the first 12 I want sacrifice, and that's because in the beginning we're using zombies. And zombies don't survive without Ele res and regen and leech, and so as soon as you get this, the survivability of them will go up. They will not survive without it. You have to keep raising them, and you can use your starting ability to raise your zombies just by getting 1 kill. I use Raging Spirit at 4, so this is really what's going to carry you. It's your main skill, and then it carries you to skeletons. So Raging Spirit carries you to this sacrifice, and then your zombies will actually survive. It also helps keep your skeletons up to where you can summon your skeletons and then run around, and they'll just keep beating on the boss. It may not go very fast, but at least the survivability of your minions is higher. Technically, you could have just gone for damage here and done a lot early, but that's my choice. People will agree that your minions won't live until you finally get that. Then I decide to take all the stuff I missed. So, for example, 1 point. 14 damage, 10 minion damage, 10 int, and 10 strength. Really good. You have the extra 10 damage here, the extra 10 damage here, the extra 15 damage, 10 life, accuracy, raise zombie skelly here. It's really broken. You have all this life, and then this damage here. So it's just, we're right next to it. Might as well take all this stuff. So technically the first point I took was this one, because taking this you have to take travel point, where here I was right next to it, and you could take the life right away or the damage. This one is actually 5 points per 5 damage per point, because it's 2 points to get to the 10. Then you finally get the 15. It's a big investment, so technically early points of just flat damage is pretty nice. 43 is when you get your first lab, so I went and got Grave Pact, and we can get Death Attunement. Oh my god, the power. Look at how unreal this is. We get our extra golem at 43. We can get it a little bit sooner, but this is just showing you the path, because if I left it like right here, for 3 points remaining at like 40 with the Ascendancy. So like you could do it when you don't have your Death Attunement finished, somewhere in between there. Here's 58. We get the extra Chaos Res life, we get life, and we get Golem Commander. You could do slightly different pathing through the socket, but this is my choice. Then we have the extra 12 points down here. Strength, life, aura effect, righteous army, and redemption. Ridiculous nodes. 87 is where I took the wheel of life and fearsome force. Good nodes again. Really good life. Then I went 109 and Merc. More life, more regen, more Soul of Steel, life, unwavering stance, all the stuff I love. And then we finish it off with Jewel Sockets, because you'll want things like a Corrupted Blood and potentially Blind, and maybe Minion Ellie Res and Taunt. Those are the ones I showed in the build. They're very easy, very cheap. You might even be able to get them yourself in the beginning. I'm not sure, but this is the skill. It's just to let people not forget about those, basically. These mods on Ghastly Jewels, and then obviously Corrupted Blood in general. It's just to remind. Same thing with the Flasks. I did an instant because I like instant life. I probably run 2 or 3 of these in the beginning. It has immune to bleed. Then we have the Curse Immune Basalt. We're immune to elemental ailments in the build, so you don't need Freeze, and you don't need Shock, and you don't need Ignite, so we just can go Curse on that if we want. Here's increased armor on Granite. We have a Poison Silver, because why not? Because you literally don't need a billion Flasks in this. And then this one has movement speed and effect to run really fast. And then the items, so it's just like life, just to show some life. I'm probably gonna have this much life, something like this. And then and when I actually build items, that's when I'll get more, because the skill tree itself has so much life. And look at my regen. Is this fair? Oh yeah, we're only level 1, so let's say we were level 70. Yeah, so it's pretty good. I think I've put together a pretty good skill tree. And then you just need to finish up your reses and your chaos res with your items. And mana reserves messed up because I have a billion stuff here to show everything, but that's fine. And as the weapons, I put 1 to all physical skill gems on a level 12 wand apparently. It's weird that you can do that. I don't know. Couldn't find it on trade when I looked for it. But apparently you can do that. So then the last thing is in here. I actually have the big links at end of story. So imagine you did all this leveling and you're not sure where you were doing with the direction of these. I gave you the direction. So here we go. This is your final links of when you're out of story and you have all your links, okay? And just gems. Okay, so Chaos Golem, Stone Golem, Feeding Frenzy, Maim in the boot. So there's your 4 link. Helmet, Raise Spectre, which is Carnage Chieftain and Host Chieftain from Ashen Fields Act 7. They give Frenzy charges and power charges. Raise Zombie with Meat Shield Blood Magic is so that the chieftains do not run out of mana, so that they can spam their abilities by using their health instead, which they have Leech and Regen for. We don't have mana regen on them. We can't do that. So Val Summon Skeleton, this is the 6th link that I like. I prioritize Melee Splash, Feeding Frenzy, Impale as the 4 link. Then it's Multistrike Brutality. We run Flesh Offering, not Spirit Offering in the build. Here we go. Pride, Dread Banner, Generosity. So the Generosity works on the Pride, the Dread Banner, not the Pride. This isn't a weapon. So this is assuming no 6 link weapon. This is 2 wands. Flame Dash, Purity of Elements, Flesh Offering. We have a 4 link Carrion Golem with Carrion Golem, Multistrike, Impale, Brutality. So this is if you could have 2 of these because of the Ascendancy and the Golem Commander, and assuming no jewels. So maybe you get Primordial Might and the things early, but I don't know how cheap they'll be at the beginning of the league. That's what we're going to be looking at. Cold Iron points and the jewels. If we can get the broken jewels, it's so much power in the build. But yeah, this is what they're like with just this. It's kind of good. And if they had the might, that's pretty good. And yeah, 38k. that's compared to my 6-link skeleton, again, just to show 89k. That's like, that's not bad. It's not bad. For free. Dread Banner Generosity, yeah. So, I think I left it to where... Oh, this added at the bottom instead of adding it in here. There we go, fixed. I needed it in the leveling. There we go. We already had Dread Banner down here. So yeah, this is the endgame links so that you can't get it confused, so you know where to fit everything and you don't go, I don't know where to fit it. And you could technically still have unset rings as well. So if you wanted extra, like Convocation Desecrate, then you can. But most of the time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill a monster, and that's going to get me the corpse for the flesh offering. You don't need Desecrate. You can have Desecrate on the side as like a slot in. Also, I noticed that I didn't have Phase Run, and so our plan is going to be to Flame Dash because we're kind of socket starved, and then the adaptation after this would technically be to cut skeletons completely, and you would 6-link your Carrion Golem, and you would try to fit a couple more quality of life things in the build, square it all up, and make Carrion Golems the main with all of the Primordial Jewels. That's how you would take it from a League start to your actual genuine build, and then you would upgrade min-max and get all the actual things like 2123s, awakened gems, your super items, the weapon, blah 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 blah, whatever we go for that season, you know. But the base stuff's always going to exist, like, hey look, the higher level gem would make a difference, and quality and all that. Yeah, you know the norm. Anyways, this is the League start leveling guide. This might change. This was made so that we have a base starting so that people can already think about it on the 6th, and we haven't even heard announcements yet, so it changes to the skill tree will then be adjusted for with this base, if that makes sense. Thank you guys. Small edit. Forgot to mention Bandits, kill them, get your 2 passives. We're running Solaris and Shakari because we won't have CI yet, and we don't have good Chaos Res, so we want to be immune. And then the Solaris for the crit reduction and boss fighting, yeah, should be decent. Lunaris for later, but for now it would be this. And then I forgot to also mention the items. I prioritized armor. I got Dex on the Ami. I went for Rez's rings just for now. I don't know. And I went for an astral play, and then this was just an armor helmet. And like I said, 2 wands with these weird physical skill gems that I couldn't seem to find on trade, so I don't actually know. And then again, this is most likely going to change because they mentioned big skill tree changes, and so you would assume they would. And so I'm ready for it, and this is what we've prepped here so we can see before and after, so that it like is very, the more stuff I put out there, the better people will be able to understand. I think it's just sheer, they need to keep seeing the stuff in different ways and then learning from it and hearing the ways I explain, and that's gonna really, yeah, trying to do it in one, that's stressful, you know, forcing them to learn it in one or expecting them to learn it in one video. Nah, dude, we'll have multiple. It'll be great. Everyone's going to know how to summon or start. It's going to be so insane. And for now, Elementalist, and I showed you the regen. What the heck is this, dude? What the heck is our build? Holy shit. This is so dead next season after this. Whew. Whoops. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was really helpful for anyone trying to follow my build and what kind of leveling League start way I'm going to do. This is pretty much what I would do on an SSF hardcore. I don't know if it's strong enough to survive, but hey, I give it my best, you know? This is what I would work with, and this is the build. I hope this can help a lot of people. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support, and I can't do this without you guys. Thank you to my Patreon and my YouTube members who financially support the channel, and thank you to anyone new who joins today, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!